Don't try and change the subject, Ewan. Hold that chicken. Hold that chicken for me. Listen, our lines are open. 0839133728. We're talking to Dr. Eve about keeping secrets in a relationship. And as we begin this last part of it, I want to ask, so in the long run, how can secrets influence a relationship?
Incredibly. Whether they're going to be found out now, whether they're going to be found out later, you're going to look at that person a little differently, which is why people are afraid to tell secrets, because they feel vulnerable and they fear losing the love of the other person. And it is a personal decision. I mean, there's some things, for example, like diseases or disabilities, which can't be seen on the outside. And we live in a country where so many of us are not, I happen not to be one of them, but many people are infected with HIV and with STIs. And that's a big thing that people hold back on because of the stigma that's attached to that. And yet it's something which is going to affect the partner. So, you know, do you disclose or don't you disclose? Do you come in and say, we're going to have to use a condom irrespective of? And so that is something which is a bit of a red flag.
And I'm assuming those that are in a position where a secret needs to be told might ask the question that if something happened, you know, does it really make it better to tell, or doesn't it matter anymore if it's very, very many years later and that thing no longer
Do you know,
applies?
I'm thinking about a situation that I had where somebody had been married for 30 years and she got incredibly, incredibly ill and they didn't understand why. And it turned out after 30 years of a good so-called monogamous marriage that she had an STI that she nearly died from, and she hadn't told her partner. And her partner, I mean, the levels of trust got broken. And it wasn't that there had been any cheating in that relationship. It turned out that there was an STI that she'd carried from years before, an incident or a relationship that she'd had years before. Those things happen.
Let's take a call. Hilton from Alberton, thank you so much for your call. Good morning. What is your question or comment?
Morning, Kat. Morning, Doctor.
Morning.
Thank you very much for your super program. Just one thing I would like to say. There is 5 or 10% of your life that you never, ever discuss with God. It's just one of those things. You do discuss it with God because people use that ammunition against you when you have a row or something like that. They will bring the past up and they will throw it in your face. And to me, you keep that 5% or 10%, whatever you have done wrong, you keep that and you discuss it with God.
Well, Hilton, I mean, it's very profound, very, very profound what you're saying. And for me, it comes down to the safety of a relationship. That when you get into a relationship, you feel out the other person. You say, is this person going to be safe? And you give them little bits of information to see how they're going to manage it in times of conflict, as Hilton's talking about. And if that comes back to bite you in the ass, those little things, I totally agree with Hilton. There's no ways you're going to be safe to be able to say to somebody, this is something which is really a big secret for me. So you have to check out the safety of your relationship.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have this Monday. Thank you very much, Hilton, and thank you so much to everyone else who called and engaged with us on this topic. We'll be doing it again next week, Monday. Right now, let's find out what else you can expect in this final 15 minutes of your Feel Good Breakfast Show.